finally get a chance to check out Jurassic World Rebirth, thus concluding my reviews of all of the entirety of the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World franchise. Now, when this movie was announced, I was a bit skeptical because I thought it was way too early for another Jurassic World, Jurassic Park movie since the previous one. But once they added Gareth Edwards as director, my intrigue went up. Then they added David Koepp, who was the original writer of the original Jurassic Park. So again, my interest is peaking. You add in a whole new cast of characters, include Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and others. I'm actually pretty excited for this movie. And to my discretion, I did not care for this movie all that much. It's not to say that it's bad by any means, but there just wasn't a whole lot here for me to enjoy. And it felt like another retread of most of these movies, thus, confirming my original statement that there shouldn't have been any sequels after the first movie. Now, this one, does take things in a little bit of a different direction because you do have a new cast of characters. It's a new storyline. It does take place in the same universe, and so it is a continuation in terms of that, but none of the characters from the previous movies show up, and there's no thread line from previous movies into this one, which I kind of appreciate because it's nice to finally see something a little bit different. But at the same time, even though it's a little bit different, a lot of it's mostly the same. The storyline here mostly feels like Jurassic Park 3, where you have a person that needs to hire another person to come do a thing. I'm gonna pay you a whole bunch of money to come do that thing. If you come with me here, we're gonna get a team together to do this thing, yada, 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 dinosaurs. And that's kind of it. There is another storyline going on at the same time with this family who's out on a boat trip, and at times the two stories interconnect and things like that, but let me say, I could not care less about this family. That whole storyline just did not do anything for me when they eventually come together. It just felt like a lot of the same that we've seen in these last few movies of this franchise, where you have so many characters and they all come together and blah, blah, blah. Who really cares? Now, that's not to say that everything here doesn't work. Like I said, there are some cool ideas and some interesting things here and there. I actually like a lot of the dinosaur stuff. There's some pretty decent action sequences. Despite me not really caring that much for the family storyline of this movie, their storyline actually gets a lot more of the cooler action sequences, which is kind of surprising. But the dinosaur stuff is pretty solid. The characters is where I struggle a lot with, and that's been a running theme with these movies, especially here recently. Scarlett Johansson is fine in the lead, like she's doing a fine job. Nobody here is acting bad. All the acting is totally fine. Nobody's really giving a great performance. I will say that Mahershala Ali probably is the standout, but he's Mahershala Ali. The dude, to me, can't do any wrong when it comes to acting. You have some other actors in the movie like Jonathan Bailey, who I'm not all that familiar with, but I actually did kind of like his character in the movie. Rupert Friend, Ed Skrein kind of fill out the rest of the cast that you may be more familiar with. The rest of the cast is a lot of people that you're not gonna know and barely have names and things like that. And that's the crux of the people who may not make it out of the movie. And that's another problem I've had with these movies for the last few is you have these characters and you don't have the ability to kill them off, and I don't understand that. Like, kill off some of these characters. You can kill off the people that barely have any screen time, like we know that's gonna happen. Yeah, you're gonna kill off the person who probably is kind of the villain of the movie. We know that's gonna happen, but kill off one of these main characters. Like, there's no reason that you can't go in here and take out some of these people. There's a point in the movie where one character sacrifices themselves, and then they still come back and finish out the movie. There's also a character that gets introduced, and they are introduced in a way where you absolutely hate them. And the movie goes out of its way to make sure that they get redeemed every step of the way, while still having scenes where they make you dislike this person. This person is terrible, and yet they go out of their way to be like, oh no, wait, they're actually fine. They deserve to live. No. You kill this person off. I don't understand how they made it to the end of the movie, but unfortunately they did. With these movies, I feel like they're just going in circles. Like, there's nowhere new these can really go. Yeah, okay, cool. You mutated some new dinosaurs. You crossbreeded with this dinosaur and this dinosaur. That's fantastic. I really don't care. Just give me something a little bit more thrilling. Give me something where I actually care about some of these people. Because, you know, in that original movie, the majority of the cast I actually cared about. I cared about the kids. I cared about Dr. Alan Grant and Ellie Sadler and Ian Malcolm. And hell, even John Hammond, even though he was pretty much a terrible person, I cared about all those people. I couldn't name one of the characters from this movie because of how little I cared about the majority of them. And that's just, I don't get it. You know, it had some good ideas. It had its heart set in the right place, but ultimately, this just ends up being mildly forgettable. It has elements that work. It has some cool moments here and there, but in the end, it just kind of leaves you wanting more, but more than what the movie gave you, because the movie really doesn't give you a whole lot. In the end, I would probably give Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm gonna go with a C, because you know, you had your heart set in the right place, and there's things that I did enjoy and things that I did like, but ultimately the things I disliked outweigh the things that I did like. If you have had the opportunity to see Jurassic World Rebirth, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more reviews, rankings, all kinds of good stuff. I'll leave all my links down below on where you can follow me and check out more of my reviews. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.